Well, hey y'all, and welcome back to Janet being Janet. You know how I always told Miss Katie, you better be careful of the Swifties and you better not upset them? I've given her the warning. Well, I was over on Insta, and it just so happens I got a little kick out of something, and whenever I get a kick, I bring it to you, as always. So, Miss Katie, let's show people what not to do, okay? Taylor Swift's Safe and Unremarkable Life of a Showgirl. That's her album. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once, try to stare at you, but it ain't working, okay? Oh, right. Taylor Swift announced the life of a showgirl on Travis Kelce's podcast, promising 12 joyful bangers. What she delivered is a mid tempo, emotionally confused album that never finds its pulse. It is polished and pretty, but it feels hollow and disconnected from the reality of where she is in her life. She's supposed to be writing about Blake. Remember, that would be a story for Miss Katie if Taylor would go after Blake, but she didn't. She's doing her own thing, and she's not focusing on Blake. Miss Katie don't like it because that would mean more views for her channel. Her music has not grown. There is no maturity in her lyrics or her outlook. The album jumps between being in love, settling feuds, and obsessing over what people think of her. For someone at her level of fame and wealth, this fixation feels strange. The formula that once made her relatable now makes her sound stuck. What worked at 25 does not work at 35. I'm sorry, I'm in my 40s and I feel like I'm in my 20s, so I don't want to hear it, Miss Thing. Fate of Ophelia sets the tone, and everything that follows stays in the same mid-tempo rhythm. Opalette, I can't say that word. Y'all know I can't talk. Has a slight Fleetwood Mac feel and is the highlight of the album. Elizabeth Taylor should have been cinematic, but the chorus sounds nearly identical to Halsey's Without Me. Actually, romantic is not subtle. It is a direct clapback at Charlie XCX's Sympathy is a no, and proof that Taylor has learned nothing from Bad Blood, the feud she once claimed to have outgrown. It feels petty and small, not powerful. She's a music critic. Y'all remember that. Wood is the weakest song, full of awkward metaphors and shallow writing that feels beneath her. Cancelled! Tries to sound defiant, but just reuses her same everyone hates me storyline that once felt rebellious, but now it feels tired. The album sounds fine. It is enjoyable to listen to, but nothing stands out. It is technically beautiful, but emotionally vacant. Come after America's Sweetheart and see what the Swifties do to you. You're going to see. Taylor's vocals are flawless, yet her perspective has stalled. For an artist who once reinvented pop, the life of a showgirl feels like an echo of what she used to be. Taylor deserves to take a break, to live, to grow, to make us miss her again. Why does she have to go anywhere? She ain't got to go nowhere. I tell you something, if she wants to go back on tour, she can go back on tour. If she wants to sing, she can sing. If she wants to do a record, she can do a record. She is a lot more popular than you are, and you cannot take it. Okay, and remember, everything in here is my opinion, and only my opinion. It's just for entertainment purposes and only entertainment purposes. And if I fail to entertain you, I do apologize. I'm just having a little bit of fun on YouTube talking about Miss Katie. Okay, this album was great, and the movie released explained it all. She's one talented lady, can't please them all. Here's Miss Katie's got to backpedal a lot during this one. That's fair, and I agree she'll always have critics no matter what she does. But this isn't hate, it's constructive criticism. At this stage in her career, she deserves thoughtful feedback that pushes her to grow. She's one of the biggest artists in the world, and it's okay to expect evolution and depth from someone that talented. What do you know? Absolutely nothing. Oh, woman, your jealousy is just written all through this entire thing. You want Taylor to change, and she doesn't need to change. She needs to be exactly who she is and what makes her happy. Oh, 100% totally agree with your statement, and thanks for the clarification. She's insanely talented, so it's fair to expect evolution. I am not a Swift hater. I like her music. Obviously, you don't. We all know how you truly feel. Yeah. Get off of Insta and come over here to YouTube and see what happens. The Swifties will get you even harder. I think you are taking this too personally. I said the album is safe. Safe implies that it's poppy and will be well received. It doesn't mean it's a bad album. Get that backtracking? You catch it yet? Yes, you're totally right. There is no depth or edge to her music. Every song is bland. Katie, have you listened to Mosshart? I don't know who that is. That's the level Swift should be striving for. Check out the song Impossible Winner by Allison's band, The Unaliving Weather. Couldn't disagree more. She delivered an album that was easy and fun to listen to, and sometimes an hour. Hers, for sure. Overcomplicated Lives is just what to throw something on and jam out. I watched the Ophelia music video about 20 times and cannot stop listening to the songs on the album. Keep going, Miss Kaiti. You're doing awesome on Instagram. Keep going. Yes, safe is the essence of easy and fun to listen to. It's enjoyable. Her vocals are great. That's not what she's thinking. The video is one of the best I have seen in a long time. Fate of Ophelia is brilliant. The music video is one of the best I've seen. I've had the song on loop, which I rarely do. I love the album, but she can't please everyone every time. People will criticize her until the end of time regardless of what kind of album she puts out. They ripped her to shreds for the TTPD because it was too poetic and not poppy enough. And it's my favorite album she's done. There's no winning. And this one is too poppy and not poetic enough. So true. Without a crystal ball. That's fair, and I agree she'll always have critics no matter what she does. But this isn't hate, it's constructive criticism. At this stage of her career, she deserves thoughtful feedback that pushes her to grow. Now come on, people. She's one of the biggest artists in the world, and it's okay to expect evolution and depth from someone that talented. What are y'all not understanding? Miss Kaiti thinks she's talented. Miss Kaiti just don't like her album, even though she's having to say she does. I don't think she needs to have a super deep songs every time. She's a pop star. TTPD was one of my least faves. I want some bops right now in my life. I loved it more and more every time I listen. I just want fun music. I can blast in my car and sing with my daughter. She delivered me. Miss Without a Crystal Ball. Totally fair. Music hits people differently. I just think calling it fun doesn't mean we can't also expect substance. Great pop can do both. My daughter and I love it. She said it's her favorite so far. We feel the same way, and my friends do too. You're getting the Swiftie effect, and you deserve it. Either way, it's nice to get a lively break for a bit. I needed a day without Blake. I know we will be back on it tomorrow. Because that's all Miss Katie has now. She barely does Sister Wives. She barely does it. And so all she has is Blake. That's what's bringing in her content right now. What's going to happen when this lawsuit is over? I can't wait till it's over. That's what I have to say. Because then we're going to see Miss Katie struggle. It's going to happen. No wonder the world doesn't like the Swifties. They can't take any criticisms. I didn't read this review as hate at all. I don't see any hate. I just see people giving their opinion pretty politely. Katie seems very cool with everyone sharing how they feel. I'd assume that Swifties would love the album. Most of them do. Almost all of them do. You're going to get a rare few that don't. I'm a Swiftie, an older one, and I did not like Evermore and wasn't crazy about TTPD. She always has disappointed fans. It's expected. Also, I didn't love this one first time listening, but loved it after listening a few times. So maybe Miss Katie needs to play it over and over and over and over again and jam out in her house. Do something fun for once. Get out of your office. You'll learn something. My co-worker is a Swiftie. I'm a recent fan because of all the coverage of the Eras tour. She had an extra CD and gave it to me. I actually like more songs on the CD than she does. I agree. People providing their own opinion is not an inability to take criticism, and it also goes both ways. Dish it out. You have to take it, Miss Katie. You can't take criticism. You can't take accountability. You can't take anything. You say big words. You just don't know the definitions of them. Same here. My son made me watch the Eras tour once I heard Folklore. I was hooked. After that, I listened to more albums and I got more hooked. My playlist now has over 10 hours of songs I actually like. Sadly, this kind of backlash and negativity is expected with each album release. The same thing happened with Rep, and now everyone is begging for Rep TV. She's too pop. Okay, write an alternative album. She can't write her own songs. Okay, write the entirety of Speak Now solo. That's too wordy. Words with Jack too much. Okay, so she goes back to Max. She's too sad. Okay, she writes a happier Bobby album. She can't win either way. Miss Without a Crystal Ball. I'm not trying to tear her down or say she can't win. I'm just sharing my honest perception of the work itself. Critique and backlash aren't the same thing. A thoughtful discussion about music should be allowed, especially for someone at her level. She's popular than you are. Just accept it. Shove it. And of course, you're entitled to your opinion, as the people that enjoy the album are also are. What I commented is simply the truth of the matter for each and every album release. What's disappointing is the amount of hate and criticism that isn't just thoughtful discussion being spread everywhere. Miss Coyote, I didn't say I didn't enjoy the album. It's safe. It's easy to listen to, so of course it's enjoyable. You see, she was walking it forward. Now she's walking it backwards. Woo! So glad you enjoyed it. Then, yeah, you better enjoy it. When you're talking to a Swiftie, you better enjoy it, because if you don't, you get things like this. This is the most tone deaf review to date. It's completely gone over your head. The album is her description of what her life is as a showgirl was like, and that included having a former friend negligently obsess over her, having a father figure betray her, and of course, falling in love and getting good wood. The more you listen to it, the more of a banger it is. People are saying the writing is basic, but it only is if you're missing all of the info in it. Let's not forget that while posting a massive put down on her article, you're also criticizing her for one and only response to someone who has publicly and privately spent years bashing her like you are. Your review says more about you than it does about the album. Like I said, Miss Coyote, just keep going. Are y'all having fun yet? I hope you're having fun, because I just laughed so hard with this. I'm just trying to hold back my laughter right now. Oh, let me tell you. Exactly. It's like with Reputation. Everyone thought it was going exactly. It's like with Reputation. Everyone thought it was going to be completely a revenge story, but it turned out to be about 70% a love story and 30% a revenge story. And both fans and critics hated it at the time. But now people look back at it, and critics have evaluated it and praised it, and a lot of fans is their favorite album. If you want an album that's all love songs, go listen to Lover, I guess, but I would prefer an album cover many different areas. And it's also really a simple take to say that actually romantic is a response to sympathy as a because in the song she's talking about more than just the song. There's behind the scenes things that are going on, and we know what Miss Coyote does behind the scenes. Absolutely nothing besides cause drama, conflict, chaos. What are them other words I'm missing? Y'all get down there in that comment section below and let me know. This review misses the entire point. The nostalgia, the Swedish producers, the storytelling, it's meant to feel reflective. Taylor said she's still recovering from the Eras tour and wanted to surprise fans with something new. You can't judge this album without hearing her explain the songs in the film. Yeah, Miss Coyote, watch, don't listen. No, dude, Katie gets that. She's just saying, and I am too, that Taylor's music lacks the expected depth, edge, and soul considering her 35 years of life experience. I'll even go as far as saying it's an embarrassment at times, especially that Wood song. I like Taylor, but she's obviously hit her creative ceiling. See, you're going to have both of them. But funny, I've never been a huge Swift fan until this album. I haven't really heard her others, so nothing to compare it to, but the song of Fate of Ophelia, in my opinion, is phenomenal. I've played it on a loop, which I rarely do. I think Wishlist is about her wanting to start a family. I definitely don't think Taylor is defending Blake by any reach in Canceled. She may have gone back and sprinkled it in a few Blake words or not. I think it's Taylor pulling the curtain back and showing the world the culture we live in, where friendship and betrayal wear the same face, where public punishment passes as entertainment. I like my friends canceled. I think I is speaking from that group generic point of view, which she herself has at times been pulled into. But I don't think she is glorifying that at all. I think it was irony, sarcasm. She is holding up a mirror to a culture that rewards destruction and rebrands it as empowerment. She's not glorifying the game. She's revealing how normal it's became. That's what makes it brilliant and unsettling. My 2 cents. Are y'all catching this yet? Are y'all getting this yet? Like I said, I've been laughing for hours. You don't know her music before. If you don't know her music before this, then you will not know that she's written the same themes about her life for 11 albums. So, Miss Katie, you knew all about Taylor's music way before you started covering Blake? You listened to all of her records way before you started covering Blake? So you know every single one of them? You know what every single one of them sounds like? Does that sound a little far-fetched to y'all? Just wondering. Like I said, backing up sometimes hurts. I'm 50 years old and I've been a Swiftie since her very first album. Each album is different in its own way. Canceled really, really, really spoke to me, where some of her themes, as Without a Crystal Ball spoke of, didn't resonate with me in the past. Maybe there's a different time and season of my life that her songs hit differently. I thought it was a beautiful album. Here's mine. Here's mine. What makes you a music critic? Exactly. She ain't a critic of nothing. She needs to criticize herself, but she won't do it. Usually you are really great about saying allegedly and giving disclosure about things being your own opinion and such. However, you say all this with such conviction, you make it seem like you are speaking the truth and not your own opinion. Feels rude and like a lashing as opposed to a personal review. Rubbed me the wrong way as a Swiftie. Keep going, Miss Katie. Keep going. I'm sorry, but this is your opinion. I love everything about this album. I couldn't disagree more, and clearly her record-setting spot at number 1, 7 hours and 50 minutes, prove you're one of the few who feels that way. She's got millions of fans who will be loyal for life. Miss Katie. She will, of course, sell millions, and the album will chart. The review is of the music. A review is a critique, not hate. Okay, Miss Katie, this is a critique of your content. This is a critique of your posting. This is a critique of your comments. You know what? It's not hate. Deal with it. I actually love this. Her first album, where she expresses zero self-doubt and just joy for the future. Of course, some feudy, silly tracks because her fans love that. But overall, the childhood-like joy was fantastic. Maybe she's gone to a happy state before everything's bad since she met Travis. But this album is fantastic, and hearing her security and joy is why. I don't agree with your take at all. Sorry. You're going to see at the end what kind of repercussions she gets. Without a Crystal Ball. She commented more in this comment section than she normally does in any other. She got down in this comment section and she was replying to people. And I just couldn't believe that she was down there so much trying to defend herself. I totally get that. And I think that's what makes this album so divisive. Some people hear joy and freedom, while others hear repetition and surface level writing. I'm glad it resonates with you. I just wish that joy felt more earned and reflected real growth. So Miss Taylor has not grown. I thought this was a great album. Miss Katie, vocals are beautiful. Now look what she did. Look at what she did. She's posting and people are just, yep, they're leaving her. It's just what it is. Karma for KJ. That's what Reddit posted it as, and that's what I'm leaving it as. But I wanted to share that with you because I thought it was kind of funny. Miss Katie got herself in trouble over there with the Swifties. So keep posting, Miss Katie. You're doing great. You absolutely are. But until the next Katie video, I want to say to you, I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this, and remember to smile today or make somebody else smile, because it really can make a difference. Alrighty guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I'm gonna get on to my next one because I got a busy day, and you know what, I want to see you in my comments below. Bye guys.